The rain pounded against the windows of our cramped apartment in downtown Seattle, a relentless drumbeat that mirrored the chaos in my mind. I never thought a simple act of kindness would unravel everything I knew about my best friend, Alex, and force me to confront feelings I'd buried deep inside. As I stood there in the steam-filled bathroom, handing him the soap after his hiking accident left him with a sprained ankle, his eyes met mine in a way that sent a jolt through my chest, hinting at secrets long hidden. We'd been roommates since freshman year at the University of Washington, two guys from small towns trying to make it in the big city. I, Jake Thompson, was the pragmatic one, majoring in business with dreams of climbing the corporate ladder, while Alex Rivera was the free spirit, an art major whose paintings captured the raw emotions of life. Our friendship was effortless, built on late-night talks, shared pizzas, and adventures in the Pacific Northwest wilderness. But that day, after he slipped on a muddy trail and twisted his ankle badly, I insisted on helping him home and into the shower. "Come on, man, you can't even stand properly," I said, ignoring his protests. He relented, and as I helped him undress carefully, avoiding any awkwardness, the air grew thick with unspoken tension. Once the water was running, I stepped back, ready to leave him to it, but he winced in pain trying to reach for the shampoo. "Jake, could you just hand me stuff? I feel like an idiot," he muttered, his voice laced with vulnerability. I nodded, staying just outside the curtain, passing items as needed. The steam blurred the lines between us, literally and figuratively. We joked at first about how this was like some bad rom-com, but then his tone shifted. "You know, you've always been there for me, more than anyone," he said softly. I brushed it off with a laugh, but inside, my heart raced. Alex had dated girls in the past, or so I thought, and I'd convinced myself my occasional glances at him were just admiration for his confidence. As the shower ended, I helped him out, wrapping a towel around him and guiding him to the living room couch. He sat there, hair dripping, looking at me with an intensity I'd never seen. "Jake, there's something I need to tell you," he began, his hands trembling slightly. My stomach nodded. Was this about the rent, or something worse? But no, it was deeper. "I've been hiding who I am, from everyone, including you." His words hung in the air like the fog outside. He confessed he'd realized he was gay years ago, but fear of rejection, from his conservative family back in Texas, from our circle of friends, kept him silent. Helping him in that vulnerable moment had cracked his facade. I sat stunned, processing. Part of me wasn't surprised. There were moments, like when he'd linger a bit too long in hugs or avoid talking about his dates. But the revelation stirred something in me too. I'd always identified as straight, but Alex had been my constant, the one person who made me feel truly seen. "Why now?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. He looked down. "Because when you helped me today without hesitation, it felt real. Like I could trust you with this." The room felt smaller, the rain louder. I reached out, placing a hand on his shoulder, and he leaned into it, a silent acknowledgement that changed the dynamic between us forever. That night, we talked until dawn. Alex shared stories of his internal struggles, growing up in a household where his father's homophobic jokes were casual dinner conversation, the pressure to fit in at school by dating girls he felt nothing for. "I thought if I just played the part, it would go away," he admitted, tears welling up. I listened, my own emotions swirling. I'd come from a more accepting family in Oregon, but even there, being open about anything non-traditional wasn't encouraged. As he spoke, I realized how much I'd relied on our friendship to fill the voids in my life, how his laughter could pull me from dark moods. The next morning, reality hit. Alex's ankle needed medical attention, so I drove him to the clinic. Waiting in the sterile room, he squeezed my hand briefly when the doctor entered, a gesture that felt both comforting and electric. On the way home, he suggested we keep this between us for now. "I need time to figure out how to tell others," he said. I agreed, but inside, doubts crept in. What if this changed everything? Our friends, Mark, Sarah, and the gang were progressive on paper, but would they really understand? And what about me? Was I just being supportive, or was there more? Back at the apartment, Alex hobbled to his easel, sketching furiously as if to channel his emotions. I watched from the kitchen, making coffee. "You okay?" I asked. He nodded, but his strokes were aggressive, the canvas filling with abstract swirls of blue and red, colors of confusion and passion. That evening, our usual routine felt charged. We ordered takeout, but conversation lagged, each of us lost in thought. When he finally spoke, it was about us. "Jake, do you think? Could there be something here?" His question caught me off guard. I stammered, "I don't know, man. You're my best friend." But the seed was planted, and sleep evaded me that night. Over the following days, as Alex recovered, our interactions grew more intimate. Not physically, but emotionally. We'd share glances across the room, or he'd rest his head on my shoulder during movies. It was subtle but undeniable. I found myself questioning my own identity. Had I been ignoring signs? In high school, I'd had crushes on girls, but nothing deep. With Alex, it was different, profound. One afternoon, while helping him with physical therapy exercises, our hands brushed, and neither pulled away. "This feels right," he whispered. I didn't disagree, but fear loomed. What if society judged us? Seattle was liberal, but prejudices lingered everywhere. Then came the first conflict. Our friend Mark dropped by unannounced, catching us in a moment of closeness. Me massaging Alex's ankle on the couch. "Whoa, what's this? Brokeback Mountain vibes?" He joked, but his tone had an edge. Alex laughed it off, but I saw the hurt in his eyes. After Mark left, Alex retreated to his room. "See? That's why I hid," he said later. I tried to reassure him, but the incident planted seeds of doubt. Was our budding connection worth the potential fallout? As weeks passed, Alex grew bolder. He came out to me fully, sharing dreams of a life without secrets. Inspired, he painted a portrait of us. Two figures standing together against a stormy sky, symbolizing resilience. "This is us," he said, unveiling it. Touched, I hugged him, and in that embrace, emotions overflowed. But just as things seemed promising, his family called. His sister had found an old journal, hinting at his sexuality. Panic set in. "They can't know yet," he pleaded. I supported him, but it highlighted the societal pressures we faced. Family expectations, cultural norms clashing with personal truth. The call from Alex's family escalated everything. His sister, Maria, demanded answers, her voice sharp over the speakerphone. "Alex, what's this about? Mom and Dad are freaking out." He downplayed it, claiming it was old fiction from a creative writing class, but the lie weighed on him. After hanging up, he paced the apartment. His sprained ankle now mostly healed, but his spirit bruised. "I can't keep this up, Jake. But if I tell them, it'll destroy everything." I sat with him, offering silent support, but inside, I wrestled with my own fears. What if his coming out dragged me into the spotlight before I was ready? That night, we decided to take a break from the tension with a drive to the coast. The Pacific Ocean's waves crashed rhythmically as we walked the beach, the salt air clearing our minds. Alex opened up more, recounting childhood memories of feeling different, preferring art classes over sports, sensing attraction to boys but suppressing it. In Texas, being gay isn't just frowned upon. It's like a betrayal, he said, kicking at the sand. I shared my own story, a supportive but distant family, where emotions were rarely discussed. "You've made me see parts of myself I ignored," I admitted. Under the setting sun, he took my hand, a simple act that felt revolutionary. Back in Seattle, the drama intensified when Alex chose to confide in Sarah, our mutual friend. Over coffee at a local cafe, he spilled everything, including his feelings for me. Sarah's reaction was mixed, supportive hugs mixed with concerned questions. "Are you sure, Alex? And Jake, how do you fit in?" Her words stung, implying this was a phase. Later, she pulled me aside. "Don't let this ruin your friendship. Society's not always kind." Her caution echoed the broader conflicts. Acceptance versus judgment, love versus fear. Emboldened by Sarah's partial support, Alex pushed forward. He joined a local LGBTQ plus support group, dragging me along one evening. The room buzzed with stories of struggle and triumph. People from all walks sharing tales of discrimination at work, family estrangement, and hard-won self-acceptance. One man spoke of losing his job after coming out, another of reconciling with religious parents. Alex absorbed it all, his eyes lighting up with hope. For me, it was eye-opening, highlighting the societal barriers gays faced in even progressive America. But as we left, a heckler outside shouted slurs, a stark reminder of lingering hate. The incident shook Alex, but it also fueled his resolve. "I won't hide anymore," he declared back home. We talked deep into the night, our conversation turning to us. "Jake, I think I'm falling for you," he confessed, his voice trembling. My heart pounded. "I feel it too," I replied, the admission freeing yet terrifying. We didn't act on it beyond words, keeping things emotional, but the shift was palpable. Our daily life intertwined more, cooking together, sharing dreams. Yet external pressures mounted. Alex's family visited unexpectedly, flying in for a surprise weekend. His parents, strict and traditional, arrived with Maria, their faces etched with concern. Over dinner at a seafood restaurant overlooking Puget Sound, the tension simmered. His father, a retired military man, made offhand comments about real men and politics that veered into anti-LGBT rhetoric. Alex fidgeted, his hand finding mine under the table for a brief squeeze. I played along as the straight roommate, but it felt dishonest. The climax came that night in our apartment. After his family retired to the guest room, Alex broke down. "I can't pretend, Jake. Tomorrow, I'm telling them." I held him, whispering encouragement, but dread filled me. What if they rejected him? What about us? Morning brought chaos. Over breakfast, Alex announced, "Mom, Dad, I'm gay." Silence fell like a hammer. His mother's eyes welled with tears. His father stood abruptly. "This is because of that liberal city," he barked. Maria tried mediating, but accusations flew, blaming education, friends, even me indirectly. The argument escalated, voices rising. His father demanded he fix it, suggesting therapy. Alex stood firm, defending his identity. "This is who I am, and Jake supports me." Eyes turned to me. "Is that true?" his father asked coldly. I nodded. "Yes, and I'm proud of him." The room exploded anew. His parents left in anger, vowing to cut ties if he didn't change. Maria stayed behind, hugging Alex. "Give them time," she said, but the damage was done. In the aftermath, Alex was shattered, alternating between sobs and defiance. I comforted him, our bond strengthening amid the ruins. But the event sparked debates among our friends. Mark questioned if Alex had rushed it. Sarah worried about family bonds. Societal divides were clear. Progress versus tradition, individual rights versus collective expectations. As we navigated the fallout, our relationship deepened, built on shared vulnerability. With his family's rejection hanging over us like a dark cloud, Alex threw himself into his art, channeling pain into vibrant canvases that depicted fractured families and hidden loves. Galleries in Seattle began noticing, one even offering a small exhibit. "This could be my breakthrough," he said excitedly. But beneath the optimism lurked insecurity. I encouraged him, attending meetings with curators where subtle homophobia surfaced, comments about edgy themes that felt dismissive. Meanwhile, my own internal conflict brewed. At work, interning at a tech firm, I overheard colleagues joking about gay agendas in diversity training. It made me question coming out myself. Was I ready to label our connection? Alex sensed my hesitation. "Jake, if you're not sure, I understand," he said one evening, his voice laced with hurt. We argued for the first time, me defending my pace, him accusing me of fear. "After what happened with my family, I need someone all in," he snapped. The words cut deep, exposing the drama of mismatched timings in relationships. Reconciliation came slowly. We attended couples counseling at the support group, disguised as friends navigating change. The therapist highlighted societal pressures. How media portrayed gay relationships as tragic or sensational, rarely normal. It helped us communicate, revealing my fear stemmed from losing stability, job, friends, future. Alex shared his trauma from hiding, how it eroded trust. Through tears and honest talks, we grew closer, deciding to define us on our terms. But external storms raged on. News broke of a local anti-LGBT bill in a nearby state, sparking protests in Seattle. Alex joined, painting signs and marching. I went too, holding his hand publicly for the first time. The energy was electric. Chants for equality, stories of discrimination. Yet, counter-protesters hurled insults, one even spitting near us. It was a microcosm of America's divides. Progressive coasts versus conservative hearts, rights fought inch by inch. Back home, the experience ignited passion. "We can't let hate win," Alex declared. He proposed we go public with our friends. At a group dinner, he announced, "Jake and I are together." Reactions varied. Sarah cheered. Mark paused before congratulating. Others nodded awkwardly. Later, Mark pulled me aside. "Dude, is this for real? Or just because of his coming out?" His doubt fueled tension, leading to a heated debate about authenticity in relationships under societal scrutiny. The controversy peaked when Alex's exhibit opened. His pieces, raw and emotional, drew crowds but also critics. One reviewer called it provocative propaganda, sparking online backlash. Trolls flooded his social media with hate, questioning his talent and orientation. Alex spiraled, doubting his path. "Maybe I should have stayed hidden," he whispered one night. I held him, reminding him of his strength. But the attacks highlighted broader issues. How art intersecting with identity invited judgment. How visibility came at a cost. Amid this, my family visited. Unlike Alex's, mine was cautiously accepting. Over lunch, I came out, introducing Alex as my partner. My mom hugged us both. Dad nodded thoughtfully. "As long as you're happy," he said. Their support contrasted sharply, underscoring family lottery in LGBT experiences. Alex envied it, but it motivated him to reach out to his parents again. The call was tense. His mother answered, voice soft. "We've been thinking," she said. "Progress? Not quite, conditional love, urging therapy." Alex hung up frustrated, but a seed of hope planted. We celebrated small wins. Friends rallying, exhibit sales. Our love, though tested, felt resilient. Yet, questions lingered. Could society truly change? Were we naive to hope? As summer faded, a new challenge arose. Alex received a job offer in New York for an art residency, prestigious but far. "This could change my career," he said, eyes sparkling. But it meant separation. "What about us?" I asked, fear gripping me. He assured, "We'll make it work." But doubts crept. Long distance amid unresolved family issues, societal pressures. The decision loomed, heightening drama. The residency offer hung over us like a sword, forcing choices that tested our bond. Alex agonized, pacing as he weighed dreams against love. "New York is the art world hub," he argued. I supported, but selfishly feared loneliness. "What if distance breaks us?" I voiced. Our talks turned intense, revealing deeper motivations. Alex's need for independence after years hidden. My fear of abandonment rooted in past failed relationships. Friends weighed in, opinions clashing. Sarah encouraged the move. "Follow your passion." Mark warned, "Long distance rarely works, especially for new couples." Their input amplified conflicts, mirroring societal debates on balancing career and love in LGBT relationships, where stability often felt precarious. Alex decided to go, but with a plan: visits, video calls. Packing was bittersweet. Boxing paintings, sharing memories. The night before his flight, we sat on the balcony, city lights twinkling. "Promise we'll fight for this," he said, leaning in. I nodded, our foreheads touching in silent vow. At the airport, goodbye was gut-wrenching. Hugs lingering, tears unspoken. As his plane took off, emptiness settled. Life without Alex was adjustment. Work consumed me, but nights were lonely. We talked daily, sharing triumphs. His residency buzzing with creatives, my promotion at the firm. But cracks appeared, time zones clashing, jealousy over new friends. One call, he mentioned a mentor, Tyler, whose praise felt too intimate. Just networking, he assured, but insecurity festered. Then drama exploded. Alex's father called me unexpectedly. "Is my son really with you?" he demanded. Shocked, I confirmed. He ranted about ruining Alex, blaming me. "Stay away," he warned. I told Alex, who raged. "They're trying to control me from afar." It reignited family wounds, straining our connection. Alex withdrew, calls shortening. Societal echoes amplified. News of rising hate crimes, friends sharing discrimination stories. I joined online forums, finding solace in shared experiences. One post debated, "Is it worth pursuing love if family opposes?" Responses varied, fueling my introspection. Reunion came during a holiday visit. Alex flew back, arms enveloping me at the airport. Joy mixed with tension, we changed. Over dinner, he confessed struggles. New York's pace overwhelming, Tyler's advances rebuffed but tempting isolation. "I missed you terribly," he admitted. We reconnected emotionally, discussing futures. "Maybe I can move there," I suggested. But my job anchored me. Conflict peaked at a party with friends. Mark, drunk, questioned our viability. "Long distance? Come on, it's doomed." Alex defended fiercely, but doubt seeded. Later, alone, we argued. "Do you even want this?" he accused. "Of course," I retorted, but vulnerability surfaced. "I'm scared of losing you to the world." Resolution dawned through honesty. We acknowledged pressures. Societal expectations for gays to prove relationships, family interferences. Vowing communication, we planned my visit to New York. There, amid skyscrapers, we explored museums, walks in Central Park. Tyler met us, harmlessly friendly. Confidence restored. But back in Seattle, Alex's residency extended. "Another 6 months," he said apologetically. Heart sinking, I agreed. Separation resumed, but stronger. Letters replaced calls sometimes, poetic expressions of love. Yet, external forces persisted. His mother reached out tentatively, apologizing partially. "We're trying," she said. Progress, albeit slow. As months passed, growth occurred. I advocated at work for LGBT inclusivity, inspired by Alex. He exhibited successfully, pieces selling. Our story became one of resilience amid adversity. The extended residency tested limits, but we endured through visits and unwavering support. Alex's art flourished, garnering reviews that praised his emotional depth without sensationalizing his identity. Finally, recognition for the work, not the label, he shared excitedly over video. I beamed with pride, my own career advancing as I led diversity initiatives, turning personal struggles into advocacy. Family dynamics shifted gradually. Alex's sister facilitated a mediated call with his parents. Tears flowed as they expressed confusion but willingness to learn. "We love you, son," his mother said haltingly. His father grumbled but listened to resources on acceptance. It wasn't perfect. Deep-seated beliefs clashed with change, but a bridge formed. My family welcomed Alex more warmly, hosting virtual dinners that bridged coasts. Societal conflicts persisted, though. A Supreme Court ruling on LGBT rights sparked celebrations and backlashes. Alex marched in New York Pride, sending photos that warmed my heart. But reports of violence sobered us, reminding that progress was uneven. In Seattle, I volunteered at shelters, hearing stories of youth disowned for their orientation, echoes of Alex's fears. Our relationship evolved into something profound, defined by choice over circumstance. During my next visit, amid the hustle of Manhattan, Alex proposed a future together. "When this ends, let's build a life. Maybe here or back west." Touched, I agreed, envisioning a shared home, careers intertwined. But drama resurfaced when Tyler confessed lingering feelings, cornering Alex at a gallery event. Alex rejected firmly, but the incident shook him. "I feel guilty for not seeing it sooner," he confided. I reassured, but it highlighted vulnerabilities in open relationships under scrutiny. Friends debated. Was jealousy inevitable in gay couples facing external temptations? Resolution came through trust. We set boundaries, prioritizing us. Alex wrapped the residency triumphantly, returning to Seattle with accolades. Our apartment felt whole again, filled with his art and our shared dreams. Reintegration wasn't seamless. Old friends adjusted to us as a couple, some seamlessly, others awkwardly. Mark apologized for past doubts, admitting his own biases. Sarah organized a welcome party, toasting our endurance. Family visits followed. Alex's parents came west, tentative but trying. Dinner was stiff at first, conversations skirting sensitive topics, but moments of connection emerged. His father admiring a painting, mother sharing recipes. As we settled, reflections deepened. Our journey, from that fateful shower to continental separation, highlighted choices: to hide or embrace, conform or challenge. Societal clashes fueled growth, turning pain into purpose. In the end, love prevailed, but not without scars. We stood stronger, advocating for others facing similar battles. Was it right for Alex to come out only after years of hiding, or should he have stayed silent to preserve family peace?